bouncing microphone, and all you have to do is go back to that stream. I'm going to go collect some more data.
Okay, so start with UMA against Ogden. We're going to have 126 with Parker and Diesel, 132 with Mason and Daxton, 175 with Ethan and Brian, and 215 with Stephen and Jesus.
Guess I won't. Whatever's wrong should be perfect. Hold up the sound check on this.
Okay, we are on live. We are going to start with varsity wrestling matches. We are going to have the first couple of matches you're going to see is Ogden and UMA. And it's a tri-meet tonight, so there are 3 schools here. UMA, I believe, is a private school from down in the valley, and then, of course, Ogden. So UMA will wrestle each other. UMA and Ogden will wrestle each other. Then South Summit will wrestle Ogden, and then South Summit will wrestle UMA. So that's kind of what the format's going to be tonight. So we're going to have, some quick matches here. We're going to keep recording and keep doing a little talking just for the fans at both UMA and Ogden. We hope you're tuned in. If you are hearing this broadcast and seeing this broadcast, we have been doing a little bit of work and getting things rolling. We was sorry we missed the JV and the girls matches earlier. We'll have things ready for next time. So for those in Ogden wrestling now, let's see. I do not have the score sheets for UMA and Ogden. But if you are a fan of UMA or Ogden or a family member, you know who's wrestling. The South Summit YouTube channel, we try to provide all of our sports activities, not only so you can watch it live if you can't be here, but so that tomorrow you can rewatch it again if you can't make it, if you can't be here. So we're going to continue to broadcast all matches tonight. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches we'll have for UMA and Ogden. I believe the main broadcast for South Summit Wrestling will be at 7.
Come on, get to your shop.
That is the end of the second match between Ogden and UMA. A couple of more matches here between Ogden and UMA.
I've been chatting and it's like microphone test 1 2 1 2 microphone test 1 2.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, we're going to be back here with the varsity matches here soon. Call your friends, family, let them know that we will be broadcasting the wrestles tonight. We're going to give it another 5, 10, 15 minutes. As soon as I know, I'll let you know. We'll be here at South Summit Wrestling tonight. I think it's scheduled to start at 7. But I think we're going to try to bump that up just a little bit. I'll keep you updated.
That sounded much better.
Good.
It's still a little crackly, but that's because I turned off the noise suppression so that we at least had some background for the matches that they were playing. I might turn the noise suppression back on so they basically only hear you when...
It's not bad to hear some background.
Yeah. When the noise suppression is on, your voice sounds better, but there's no background. So it's... What do you want?
It's what you want.
Yeah. Exactly. But I can never decide. I do think I'm going to ask the district to basically
Yeah, get you some new stuff.
Yeah. Camera's going to be good. Computer's going to be good. I think what I want first, it's expensive. It's probably going to run $1,000, but big new box like that, and I actually am going to ditch
Dude, we've been
headsets
using that
entirely.
box for,
Yeah.
but it still works.
It still works. But we could get a different one that's maybe a little bit better suited. But I think I'm going to ditch headsets entirely. I'm just going to do desktop microphones.
There you go.
And then, of course, you could still pick them up. But, I've been informed by various people, and if you ever watch a professional stream, they're not wearing headsets. Their microphones are elsewhere.
Right.
And just the stability, you get a lot higher quality. But for now, we are limping. It's all working, and I don't want to touch anything in case I break it.
I'm with you. Just leave it on. We'll
Yep.
keep it going.
Okay, we're going to get started here. We're just going to have a little warm up and a national anthem. If you're logged in, appreciate you listening. We'll be doing some introductions here briefly. Couple of good refs. Wasn't able to talk to the one ref that I did talk to. This is his first year wrestling, reffing high school sports or high school wrestling, and he had a few nerves, but he was excited to be here. Kyle from Albuquerque, reffing tonight. We're going to have the national anthem. I'll hold the mic up so you can hear it, and we'll go after that. Okay, we will start with some introductions here. I'm going to turn the mic up. Hopefully, Mike Roof, you'll be able to hear him, so I don't have to repeat it.
With the visiting Ogden Tigers at 106, we have Tate Lund and Ford Gordon. In the 113 weight class, for Ogden, Ben Christensen, and for South 7, Andrew Chandler. At 120, Bentley Searle as a forfeit. At 126 for Ogden, Parker Morris will face Huff Gordon from Southside. At 132, Mason Morris and Duffy Atkinson. Will face Bear Winter. Matthew McQuiston and Ryland Teeple. At 150, Corbin Connolly and Sam Montgomery.
Job.
157, Zane Winter as a forfeit. 165, Stu Woodward with a forfeit. At 175, Ethan Wardell and Gage Prescott. At 190, Victor Chavez and Ryan Freeman.
Ogden's going to wrestle, right?
Ogden.
Okay, so what I'm going to do
At 215, Steve Mensos and Tanner Smith.
call that.
And the heavyweights, Kyle Ramos and Traven Over. The Tigers are coached by Juan Martinez. This is also the Wildcats.
This is
Fighter forward.
team score,
So
right?
this is team score right here.
Okay, you heard the introductions there. We're going to get started right off the bat with Ford Thornton versus Tage Lund. Ford Thornton, a freshman from South Summit. And just a couple of notes here. The junior high wrestling program, we had 14 freshmen come to the South Summit program this year. I'm going to give you some more information on those later, but let's get to Ford and Tage Lund.
Scrolling up and down. We can go full screen, but
Both wrestlers start out neutral. Kind of tying up. Ford shoots in, gets a single leg. Crawls up, gets a three-point takedown. Working on the upper body. Lund trying to get back to his hands and knees. Ford does a good roll over there. Stays on top, stays in control. Working that single arm bar. He has the single, trying to get the double. 1:25 left on the clock. Score is 3-0 for Ford. Trying to roll him over. Ref's going to get down, take a look. He's going to get 2 points. He might get a pin here. 1:15 left on the clock. Ford's got it sucked down. He's got the single arm bar and a reverse arm bar. Got him on his back. Ref's down, taking a look. Tage Lund doing everything he can to keep off of his back. He does have a good arch on there. I don't think Ford's going to be able to get him down unless Tage lets go. Ford needs to suck that arm bar up a little tighter, and now Tage is able to get back to his stomach. 48 seconds left on the clock. Ford gets the 3 points for the near fall. Score is going to be 7-0.
the wrestler names, right?
Tage on the bottom on his stomach. Ford working the top. Goes to that single arm bar again. Grabs the other arm, and ref's going to stop him for potentially, no, we have a blood timeout. So we'll take a minute here. 33.3 seconds left showing on the clock. Ford had a 3-point takedown, and then he had a 4-point near fall.
Yeah, I don't think it can be points.
Puts the score at 7-0 for Ford Thornton versus Tage Lund. Back to the 14 freshmen that came in from the junior high program.
I gotta get back on.
4 of those freshmen won state in the junior high program. So really looking forward to the upcoming wrestlers here at South Summit. Looks like we're ready to get going again. Ford comes back to the center. Tage comes back to the center. Still cleaning up the mat a little bit. Score is 7-0 for Ford.
Wait, did you just go to 59 with no input? What the heck?
Pretty good turnout here in the stands. South Summit fans is about 60% full. Not many visitors, probably due to the weather. Ref's going to bring him to the center. Tage Lund will take the bottom. Ford on top, places a hand on the navel, and off we go again. Clock's ticking. Ford immediately goes to that single arm bar, does an elbow chop, but drops him down, gets him broke down flat. Starts working into the single arm bar, trying to shoot the half. Tage trying to keep him from getting that half, so he goes to a reverse arm bar. Ford trying to walk it around. He's just got to get that a little tighter and a little deeper. 10 seconds left on the clock. He's almost got him tipped over. He is going to get a couple of near fall points, maybe. 3 seconds left on the clock. Not going to be able to pin him, and time's going to run out. Score is going to be still 7-0. Ford wins the toss. He defers. Tage is going to choose to start the second round on top. Ford comes down on the bottom. Tage covers the elbow, covers the navel. And here we go into round 2. Ford with a quick reversal there, just does a quick sit out, didn't even get the arm looped, and was able to get the 2-point reversal. Score is going to be now 9-0. And now Tage tries to do a roll under and almost gets caught. The forward tries to do a roll under, goes back, gets around on top, gets him broke down, works that reverse arm bar, trying to walk it around. I think he's got to get it tighter before he can pin him. 1:30 left showing on the clock, but he is down on the mat and he's going to get the pin. So Ford, Thornton with the pin there in the second round. 1:30 left showing on the clock. Up next at 113 pounds, Andrew Chandler versus Ben Christian. Andrew, a freshman here at South Summit. And we'll get going with the first round. Both wrestlers on their feet. Tied up, circling around the mat. Still working around, still tied up. Andrew tries to do a little head chuck there, doesn't get much out of it.
I don't think they use that. They program their own, but I just don't have the skill set necessary to do it.
Still on their feet, still working the hands. Not really tying up, but definitely not separated.
My brother works for the state of Utah and does coaching.
Ben tries to do a little duck under and shoot in, doesn't get anywhere. Still filling each other out. Now they get tied up in the center of the mat. 1:06 showing on the clock, no points scored. Now Ben kind of does a breakaway, kind of does a head chuck. They tie right back up. Ben really trying to get in there. Andrew doing a good job. Now Ben does a duck under, almost gets behind him, and Andrew comes back, throws a reverse arm bar, and puts him on his back. 38 seconds on the clock. Ref down taking a look. Andrew sucking that down, and he's got him. We'll get the pin for Andrew. Good match there by Andrew. Not a lot happening, but got the job done. Up next, Bentley Cyril will have a forfeit. Bentley, a freshman, so we'll maybe get to watch him a little later. No, I think he has a bye both rounds tonight. No, we'll get to watch him versus UMA, Utah Military Academy. As soon as South Summit gets done wrestling Ogden, then South Summit will then wrestle UMA, Utah Military Academy. So a triple match here tonight. Up now we have Tough Thornton versus Parker Morris. Tough Thornton, a sophomore here at South Summit, wrestling 120 pounds. It looks like they got him at 126 tonight. Both wrestlers still on their feet, circling around. Tough does a good little head check there, but doesn't score any points off of it. Now he reaches in for the single, pushes back, almost gets a takedown, turns it into a headlock, does a reverse half Nielsen, and almost has him on his back. Parker Morris doing a good job spinning out of that. Got right to his stomach and then jumped right to his feet, so both wrestlers still neutral now. 1:17 on the clock, scores 3 for Tough on the takedown and 1 for the escape on Parker Morris. Parker now shoots in, misses. Both wrestlers on their feet, circling around. 1 minute left on the first period, score is 3-1. Still on their feet. Tied up. Still circling around. Okay, and Tough tries to do a little duck under, can't get it. 30 seconds left on the clock. Both wrestlers break away on their feet, still neutral. Now they tie back up, still in the center of the mat, still neutral. Tough tries to do a little head check there and get around, but can't do it. Parker Morris doing a good job of countering everything he does, and now Parker tries to do a duck under. Tough does a good job of keeping him from getting that. Clock ticks down to 5 seconds. Tough tries to do a little step behind trip and can't do it, and tries to go for the headlock as time runs out. Probably a good thing. He did miss the head, and I don't know where that would have ended up, but time did expire. Parker Morris wins the toss. He's going to defer. Green is going to choose to start neutral for the second round. Score is 3-1 in the second round. Wrestlers start again on their feet. Circling around. Tough reaches in for a single. Can't quite get anything there. Both of these wrestlers good in their stances, good in their position. Both of them being pretty careful. Tough tries to do a little head check there, but Parker Morris keeps that hand up there. Can't get around him. Still neutral, still on their feet. They break away, back up, tie back up again. Tough does a couple of little fakes there for a duck under. Score is still 3-1 for Tough. Thornton. Tough now goes to the duck under, can't quite get it, reaches in for the single, can't get it either. Still on their feet. And now Parker shoots in. And Parker's getting penalized for stalling, so he's going to give 1 point. Score is going to now be 4-1 for Tough Thornton. 1 minute left on the clock in the second period. Both wrestlers still neutral, still hand fighting, still tying up. Tough with a little duck under, tries to grab a single, can't get anything, goes back to his feet. Tries to do a little head shot, can't get anything there. Parker doing a good job of keeping a good position. They break away, circle back around. Tough does a fake, then he shoots in for the single. He's going to get the single leg. He gets around behind him. He's got to let go of the leg before he can get the points. He's doing a good job tying up the legs, gets into the three-point position, starts working on breaking him down. 13 seconds left on the clock. Score is 7-1. Parker trying to get to his feet and does, gets the 1 point escape. Score is going to be 7-2 as the clock runs out here in the second period. Score is 7-2, end of 2.
Phone just a little further from your mouth. It's peaking. Just bend it. Yeah.
Doing a little adjustment there, trying to get the audio to work just right. We'll start the third round with Parker Morris on the bottom, Tough Thornton on top. Parker immediately goes to his feet, trying to break it away. Tough tries to lift, getting down, can't do it, and Parker's going to get the 1 point escape. Score is going to be 7-3 now. Both wrestlers on their feet again. Still on their feet. Scoreboard showing 8-2, but it should be 7-3. Both wrestlers neutral on their feet. Clock ticks down to 1:27. Now they've got the scoreboard adjusted right, 7-3. Parker doing a good job tying up. Tough tries to do a duck under, can't do anything. Both of these wrestlers probably in danger of getting some stalling calls right now. We're 1 minute left in the third period, and neither wrestler's done a whole bunch. A lot of neutral, a lot of dancing around. Now Parker, Tough shoots in for the single. He's going to get the 3 point takedown. Covers the elbow, covers the navel. In a 3 point stance, ties up the leg, doing a good job tying up the leg there. Trying to work into a cradle, gets into a bit of a mess, and almost gets the, Parker's now going to get a 2 point reversal. Tough still in charge, still on top. Score's now going to be 10-5 with 25 seconds left. Tough on top, way out of position. Parker Morris on the bottom. Tough way high up on him. goes into a crossbody, figure fours the stomach, and he's able to get his back down with 10 seconds left and pinning. So with 10 seconds left in the third round, score at 12-5 for Tough Thornton. He is able to get the pin.
Mason Morris and Duffy Atkinson.
Up next, Duffy Atkinson from South Summit at 132 pounds. He is a freshman. Another one of those freshmen coming in here. Duffy Atkinson and Mason Morris. Mason immediately shoots in, gets the single leg, does the lift. Tough, and Duffy does a good job on his counter as Mason was taking him down. Duffy was able to hit the mat, roll over, gets a 2-point reversal. Score is going to be 3-0 for Duffy Atkinson. Mason trying to get to his feet. Duffy takes him right back down. Duffy working a little high on him, trying to work into that cradle. He gets the hand around the leg, gets the hand around the shoulder, loses it, and now Mason's going to get the 1-point escape. Score's going to be 3-1 with 1:17 left in the first period. Both wrestlers on their feet, neutral. Mason shoots in for the single. He has the single. Pulling it in. Duffy doing trying to counter that. Does the cross face, gets his arm down in there. Mason still has the single leg, doesn't have the point scored yet. Duffy doing a good job stretching out, trying to break that grip. He does get the grip broke, and now Duffy almost gets caught as he tries to duck under him and roll out of it. Can't get it, and now Duffy's going to get an escape and a 3-point takedown. Score's going to be 6-1. Score should be 7-1. He should have a 1-point escape before he could get the takedown. Duffy now on top, Mason on the bottom, broke down flat. Duffy trying to work into that cradle. He has the crossface on there, going for the leg. 21 seconds left here in the first period. Duffy now gets the hands locked. He has the cradle. Got to try to roll him over. 15 seconds left, and Duffy does a hard cradle, takes it too far, ends up losing his grip, and now Mason gets a 2-point reversal and has Duffy on his back. Left down, taking a look, 5 seconds left. He's got the reverse half. Mason almost gets the pin on Duffy before time runs out. So Mason's going to get the 2-point reversal. He's going to get the 3-point near fall. Score is going to be, looks like 6-5. Duffy wins the toss. He chooses top. Score is going to be 6-5. Thinking it should be 6-6, but I'm not going to question what the refs called. Mason on the bottom, Duffy on top. Ref starts the second round, 6-5. Duffy immediately gets him broke down with a tight waist and an elbow chop. Starts working on that arm bar. Getting a little high up on him, but he's really trying to get that arm bar deep before he rolls him around. Mason doing a good job of countering the arm bar by stretching out the front arms. Mason goes to the, Duffy goes to the other side, tries a half. Gets the half in deep. Now he's got to walk him around, but Mason doing a good job of keeping those legs out there to keep Duffy from walking it around. The ref's going to stop him for potentially dangerous. Score still 6-5. 1:25 left in the second period. Ref stops the match, brings Mason back down on the bottom. Duffy will be on the top. And we go again. Score tied at 6, so they did get it adjusted. Mason immediately tries to do a set out. Duffy rolls right around behind him, stays in control, starts working on the single arm bar. Duffy still on top. Mason broke down flat. Has the arm bar on one side, starting to work the half on the other. Doing a good job tying the legs up, gets a little bit high on him, and Mason rolls around and gets Duffy in a little bit of trouble. Duffy doing a good job of countering that, throws on a around the head, gets Mason on his back for a minute, not enough to score any points. Score still tied at 6, 45 seconds left in the second period. Duffy on top, Mason broke down. Duffy now trying to work into the cradle. He has the head pulled around, he has the leg, he has his hands locked. He's going to try to roll him around. 30 seconds left. Duffy now trying to get him over there, and Mason does a great counter move by kicking clear through the cradle, almost gets out. Duffy still trying to get the cradle, 20 seconds left on the clock. Duffy trying to roll him around, but until he clears that shoulder, I don't know if he can pin him. He now gets the shoulder cleared, he's got him on his back, rests down, taking a look. Don Mason able to get that one shoulder back up off the ground, but Duffy tightens it up and gets the pin. 8 seconds left, showing on the clock in the second period with the score tied at 6. Duffy with a big pin there.
At 138, Mason Montgomery and Bear Winter.
Mason Montgomery, Bear Winter at 138. Bear, another one of those freshmen. A lot of freshmen here on the varsity South Summit team. Very young team this year. As I'm looking over it, we've only got 4 or 5 seniors. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. No juniors. We do have a junior. Tanner Smith is a junior.
Tanner's our
Got a little bad information there from the AD. Tanner Smith is a junior. We are going to have a forfeit by Mason Montgomery and Bear Whitaker. We're going to go now to Ryland Teeples and Matthew McKiston. Ryland Teeples, a senior. And we'll get started. And immediately, Ryland shoots in, gets the duck under, pulls it around into a headlock, puts Matthew McKeeson right on his back, sucks up the headlock, and gets the pin in 20 seconds going into the first round. So a big win there. Up next, we got Sam Montgomery and Corbin Connolly. Katie Goforth up here helping me today. She's the first time we've had some good help up here that knows all the wrestlers' names and their ages. So getting a lot of help here from Katie. You want to tell her thanks. Kim doing a good job with the audio, with the video. Sam Montgomery, Corbin Conley. Sam immediately gets a duck under and a 3-point takedown. Has him broke down flat, working to the cradle, sucks up the arm, sucks up the head, puts him on his back. 1:42 showing on the clock, and he gets a pin. Sam Montgomery with the pin. I think these guys are trying to see who can pin him the fastest at this point.
157 pounds, Zane Winter, by forfeit.
Zane Winter will have a forfeit. We'll get to watch him a little bit later.
165 pounds, Steel Woodward.
Steele Woodward gets a forfeit. We'll get to watch him a little later. Doesn't look like we'll get to watch Zane later. He has a bye both, a forfeit both matches. So right now we have Gage Prescott and Ethan Warhol. Gage Prescott, Ethan Wardell. Gage is senior. And that's how we'll get started with those two. Gage immediately goes in and ties up. Both wrestlers still neutral, still on their feet. Gage trying to get around behind him, trying to reach that arm to go into a standing cradle, can't get it. Ethan Wardell does a good job getting away from him, getting back to his feet. Score is still going to be 0-0. Both wrestlers neutral, both wrestlers still on their feet. And Ethan tries to do a duck under. Gage catches him in a headlock, puts him right on the mat, ref down taking a look, 1:24 showing on the clock, and he's going to get the pin. Gage Prescott with a 40-second pin. Ethan doing a good job there. He tried to do the duck under, got caught on it, ended up getting into a headlock and put him right straight on his back. Up next, Brian Freeman, a sophomore, versus Victor Chavez at 190 pounds. Ref gets him started. Both wrestlers not tying up. A lot of movement around there. And Brian able to get a single leg, turns it into a double leg, takes him down, gets the three-point takedown. Victor Chavez really getting after it, trying to get around. And now a hard crossface from Brian Freeman, puts him right on his back, gets a figure four around the waist. Not going to be able to pin him here until he clears the arm, but he does have now, he goes kind of into a crossbody ride. Still working the crossface, still a little bit high. You'd like to see him back down there a little bit, controlling those legs, but he's still doing a good job controlling the match. 3-0, 116. And now with the crossbody ride, he's a little too high to do much. Starts working on the half Nelson. Victor Chavez trying to get up. He gets up to his three-point. Brian Freeman sucks up that crossbody and puts him down on his back. Now as Victor tries to get around, Brian catches him, puts him on his back, has a leg tied up, doesn't have a half, doesn't have a single arm bar, but he's on his back. Ref's down taking a look. Victor Chavez doing a good job keeping that shoulder up. Until Brian can get around that arm and that shoulder, I don't think he's going to be able to pin him. 30 seconds left in the first period. Score is still 7-0, and Victor Chavez able to get back to his stomach. Brian still with that high crossbody ride. Figure four around the waist. He has Victor Chavez back on his back again. Ref down taking a look. He's going to score a lot of points, and now he's able to suck it up, and he gets the pin with 10 seconds left in the first period.
At 215 pounds, Stephen Enzo.
I didn't think Brian was going to be able to get the pin. He couldn't get that arm cleared, but he was able to suck that up and get the pin. Up next at 215, Tanner Smith versus Steve Menkos. Tanner Smith, a junior. Thanks to Katie, he was able to get that cleared up. Tanner and Steve still neutral. Both on their feet. 1:43 on the clock. Score 0-0. Getting on the far side of the mat, still kind of tied up. And now Steve tries to do a bear hug to throw him down, and Tanner Smith able to keep his feet, stay in good position. Both of them had control for a minute. Neither wrestler getting any points. Score is still 0-0. Tanner now has the single leg. Steve does a good job of stretching out, almost getting the takedown, but now Tanner able to get around behind him and get a three-point takedown with 1 minute showing on the clock. Now Tanner goes into that half Nelson, trying to walk it around. Gets him on his back, ref's down taking a look. He has a nice reverse half on him, and I think he's going to get the pin. He does. 48 seconds showing on the clock in the first period for Tanner Smith. The good thing with all these pins, we're going to be done early tonight. The bad thing with all these pins, we're going to be done early tonight. Traven Boger now, Kyle Rambos. Both wrestlers still neutral. Kyle really trying to get after it, but Traven able to duck under him, get a three-point takedown. They almost went out of the mat. The ref's going to let him wrestle. Kyle getting back to his feet. He's going to get the one-point escape, but they're going to be out of bounds. Ref's going to stop him, bring him back to the center of the mat. We'll start again with 1:38 left on the clock. Score is 3-1 for Traven Boger. Traven does a nice duck under, gets the three-point takedown. Kyle now on his hands and knees trying to get to his feet and does get the 1-point escape. Both wrestlers neutral now. Score is 6-2 with 1:22 showing on the clock. In the first round, both wrestlers still on their feet. Traven trying to work into that classic double arm flip. Can't quite get it. Kyle doing a good job staying away from him. And now Traven does a classic step behind ankle and almost gets the takedown. He is going to get the takedown. They're going to give him the 3 points. Score is going to be 9-2. 1 minute showing on the clock. They ended up out of bounds. Ref stops him, brings him back to the center of the mat. Kyle on the bottom, Traven on top. Kyle tries to go to his feet. Traven with a nice tight waist. Starts working the half Nelson, and the ref's going to stop it for potentially dangerous. He's going to bring him back to the center. Kyle will be on the bottom again. Traven Boger on top. 1 minute showing in this first period. 9-2. Kyle trying to go to his feet. Traven does a good job putting it into a cradle. He has the arm, he has the leg, he has his hands locked. He's just got it rolling around, and we're going to see a pin here. 40 seconds left in the first period. He's got it sucked up, and Traven gets the pin. So that was it for the Ogden versus South Summit. Every wrestler won by either a pin or a forfeit. Puts the team score at 84-0 for South Summit against Ogden. So we're going to let them do a little sportsmanship here, handshake. They're probably going to do the introductions for the UMA. I am going to step off of the mic for a minute. The camera will still be live, and you'll be able to watch the proceedings.
See, it's just stuff like that. I went down and asked the AD, and he was telling me what else needed.
How is this color for Utah Military Academy?
As soon as we get done with these introductions here, we're going to have another round of Utah Military Academy. So we're just going to let some things clear out, let Ogden get off of the bench, UMA will come out, and we will start another round of South Summit against
There's
UMA.
technically like 10 different Utah military academies. I don't know.
I just. No, so I actually wrestled. That's me. This one's me. That one's me.
Well, I know, that's why I was giving you the 5, because I saw you there.
Yeah.
I get so many names going on.
Yeah. That's just like short and bonus, because my full name's Caitlin. That's my full first name.
Yeah, I watched your matches. I couldn't get the mic.
Yeah.
You did an amazing job.
Thanks. That's actually, those two are my first ever home duel wins. I've never won a home duel when I'm a junior.
I have watched. You have improved drastically this year from whatever you did last year.
Yeah. I'm just finding my groove, I think.
Stay clean. You're staying in position.
I took third Wednesday when I tournament last week. I placed the highest out of any marbles.
Yeah, I was impressed watching you.
It was just really weird because my coaches, I've never cut anyone. So when like my coach was here, when like signed for cut, I was like, oh, okay. But he like for the first match, like the girls the first wrestler, they didn't want me to just go out there and just be cocky. They wanted me to work my style, which she did make me work for it.
How far did you have to cut?
I didn't cut. I didn't cut them at like let her go and like put her back on. That's what it was.
Alright, let's start with face-off with Utah Military Academy.
I've never had to cut. I just
106, 14 sport equivalent receives a forfeit.
I wrestled 10 pounds lighter because I didn't want to cut how many sandwiches.
At 113, Andy Chandler receives a forfeit.
Okay, we are going to have introductions here for UMA and South Summit.
And Kenneth Martin.
Make sure to bend that for
Okay. I'm going to set the mic up. I'll let you have Mike listen to the introductions.
132, Dougie Atkinson and Jackson Levin.
this bouncing when he talks.
138, Bear Winter receives a forfeit.
I don't have it up anymore because my phone was at 3%. So.
144, Ryan T-Bowles receives forfeit. At 150, Sam Montgomery will wrestle Christopher McCarron. 157, Zane Winter receives a forfeit. 165, Steele Woodward and Justin Awesome Williams. At 175, Gage Prescott will wrestle Brian Lowry. At 190, Brian Freeman receives a forfeit. At 215, Tanner Smith will wrestle Jesus Brito. And at heavyweight, Trey Comer receives a forfeit.
I don't even know what our score is now with the forfeits.
We were 84-0 on the last one.
Yeah, but we have had so many forfeits, I don't even know. I couldn't have counted that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 6, which is 42.
So we're
Depending on what they do in the match, like a scoop down, which is when our wrestler throws you down, that's 3.
106, scoreboard, winner by forfeit.
You can get 2 as well.
You have to tell us what
If it's a pin, we get 6. So it's either if we just win,
At 113, Andy Chandler, winner by forfeit.
I think it's
okay.
Up next, the 120-pound weight class.
The UMA at 106 pounds, we have Ford Thornton with a forefoot. At 113, Andy Chandler has a forefoot. Both of those guys are freshmen. Up next at 120 pounds, we're going to watch Tough Thornton and Kevin Motes. Tough, a sophomore. We watched him a few minutes ago. Tough Thornton pinned his guy. So here we go with this match. Both wrestlers still neutral, still on their feet, still circling around. Nice little knee grab there by Tough, but not able to get anything out of it. Wrestlers tied up, circling around. They've been all over the mat so far. One side, and now Tough able to reach in, get the double leg takedown, catches Kevin a little bit off guard, out of balance, and gets the double leg takedown. He's going to get the 3 points. Kevin immediately getting to his feet, trying to get away. Tough doing a good job keeping the arms, keeping the waist. Takes him back down to the mat. Kevin on his hands and knees. Tough rolling him around. He's going to get 3 points on the near fall, and that's just a simple tight waist and a leg wrap. Kevin doing a good job there with the reverse, trying to get the arm out and get clear. He is not going to get the reverse, but Tough's going to get 3 points on the near fall. Score's going to be 6-0 with 1 minute gone in the first period. Tough still in control, still on top. Kevin doing a good job on his hands and knees, trying to get around. Tough has both legs locked up, and now Kevin trying to get away. Tough's only got him by a single ankle, and Kevin's going to get the 1 point escape. Score's going to be 6-1 with 30 seconds left in the first period. Both wrestlers neutral. Kevin reaches in for a single. He has the leg, but he cannot get the takedown. Tough doing a good job with the crossface. Both wrestlers break away, separate, and still on their feet, circling around. 24 seconds left on the clock. Score is 6-1 for Tough Thornton. Tough now reaching in for the single, does a little headshot, grabs the single, has him down on the mat. He's able to get around behind him, and he's going to get the 3 point takedown. Kevin trying to get back to his stomach. Tough doing a good job tying up the arm, tying up the leg. And they're going to end up running out of time before any more points are scored. Score is going to be 9-1. Tough Thornton versus Kevin Moats. Tough is going to win the toss. He's going to defer. Kevin is going to choose to start the second round on the bottom. So Kevin will take his place, hands and knees in the center of the mat. Score is now 11-1 once they added up everything. And that's how we'll start the second round. Kevin with a perfect reversal, but Tough doing a good job with a crossface, puts him right flat on the mat and gets the pin. So, spur of the moment move there by Kevin, and it looked like it was going to go well, and Tough did a good job with the crossface, put him right back on the mat, and that was it. Up next, Bentley Searle and Diesel Winiger. Bentley, another freshman, at 126 pounds. Both wrestlers still neutral, tied up. And now Bentley is able to get a headlock. Puts him right down on the mat, has the arm sucked up tight, has the head sucked up tight, 138 showing on the clock, and he's just got to get those hands away from his shoulders, and he's got to get that sucked up a little tighter, pushing him down onto the mat, and he's going to get the pin. 128 showing on the clock. Up next, another freshman at 132 pounds, Duffy Atkinson and Daxton Lemon. Duffy Atkinson, Daxton Lemon, 132 pounds. Duffy, a freshman.
200.
Duffy does a little fake there as soon as he blows the whistle. Daxton reaching in for the single. Duffy doing a good job of backing in. Duffy does a good fireman's carry, changes it over to a single leg and puts Daxton on his back. Shoots the half. Daxton getting to his stomach. Duffy sucks up the half Nielsen. He's going to pull up the arms, and he's going to get the pin with 135 showing on the clock. Up next at 138, Barry Winter will have a 4-foot. After Bear Winter at 144 pounds, Ryland Keepers will have a 4-foot. Next match we're going to watch is Sam Montgomery at 150 pounds versus Christopher McFerrin. Sam, a senior. And they'll take their spot in the center of the mat, and the ref will get them started.
Yeah.
Ref's going to stop them for, headgear. Headgear came off. Christopher McFerrin's headgear came off, 148 showing on the clock. He's going to get that tightened back up. New style of headgear that Christopher McFerrin is wearing. Sam in the old classic. Sam wearing the classic earmuffs with the straps. Gets his headgear set. Ref's going to start him again. Sam Montgomery, Christopher McFerrin, they tie up. Still dancing around the center of the mat, 136 on the shot. Sam shoots in, gets a classic double leg takedown, does the lift, puts Christopher right on his back. The ref down taking a look, and he's going to get the pin with 122 showing on the clock. Classic double leg, fireman to a double leg. At 157, Zane Winter, a senior, will have a forfeit.
At 165 pounds, Justin and Steele Woodward.
At 165 pounds, Steele Woodward, a freshman, versus Justin Ostmundiman. Steele Woodward had a forfeit against Ogden, so we are going to get to watch Steele wrestle for the first time tonight. Justin doing a good job there, getting really active. Almost got a takedown. Couldn't quite get it. You can tell Justin has the strength, but maybe not the moves and the ability. Steele turns that into a single leg. He gets the 3-point takedown. Justin gets away, gets the 1-point escape. Both wrestlers neutral. Steele shoots in for the double, does the lift, takes Justin down flat on his stomach, starts working the arm, does a flip over. He has the arm sucked up, the ref taking a look, and he's going to get the pin just like that. Sucked that arm up into a tight waist and rolled him over and put him right on his back. 109 showing on the clock.
175 pounds, Brian Lowry and Gage Prescott.
175 pounds, a senior, Gage Prescott versus Brian Lowry. Gage Prescott working that arm, working the head, gets into a standing cradle, has the arm, has the leg, has the head. He gets his hands locked, gets the 3-point takedown. He's going to roll him over into a cradle, puts him down on the mat. Ref's going to take a look, 138 showing on the clock. Gage just got to get in a little bit better position before he can pin him, but the ref is going to get down there and take a look. A very different style of cradle. He has the kind of the missionary hold on him, and now he gets his leg around. Now he can get the pin, and he does. Gage Prescott, Brian Lowry. At 190 pounds, a sophomore, Brian Freeman, is going to have a forfeit. At 215, Tanner Smith will be our final match. Tanner Smith, a junior, versus Jesus Brito. Ref starts him out. Tanner shoots in there trying to get something, almost catches him. Jesus doing a good job of getting around and staying neutral. Little hand fighting. Jesus keeping a good stance. Staying on his feet, keeping moving. Technique was the word I was looking for. The Utah Military Academy just doesn't have the technique like maybe a younger school, and Jesus shoots in for the single. He gets the lift, and he's going to get a 3-point takedown. So Jesus on top with Tanner Smith with the 3-point takedown. Jesus does the lift. Jesus has the headlock and gets Tanner on his back. Tanner able to keep rolling, get back to his stomach, gets to a 3-point stance, trying to get his head out now as Jesus has gotten way out of position, way up high. Tanner does a good job taking that to his advantage, loops the leg, pulls his head, and gets the 2-point reversal. Tanner now on top, works that half Nielsen. He's going to try to walk it around, but now Tanner getting way out of position. Jesus just needs to pull his head, and he's going to get the 1-point escape. Tanner getting way too high up on him. Lost the cradle and lost the 1-point escape. Score is going to be 2-4 for Jesus Brito of Utah Military Academy. Clock showing at 20 seconds left in the first period. Both wrestlers neutral, on their feet, center of the mat. Tying up now, working the arms. Tanner shoots in for the double leg, but doesn't get anything before the clock runs out. Tanner still behind by a score of 2-4. Jesus is going to win the toss. He's going to choose to start the second round up. Tanner Smith will be on the bottom, takes his spot there, knees on the line, hands on the mat. Jesus a little early, trying to take his spot, part of that technique I was talking about. And that's how they'll start the second period. Tanner immediately tries to get to his feet, tries to stand up. Jesus with a nice tight waist takes him right back down. He has the hands locked on the tight waist, so that's going to be stopped here, potentially dangerous. Tanner able to get his head around behind him, gets the 2-point escape, or the 2-point reversal. Now he'll be on top. Score is going to be 5-4. 7-4. They gave him a 3-point near fall. Tanner now working around with a half Nelson. He's going to put Jesus down on the mat, and at 129, he is going to get the pin. So that finishes us up for tonight. Every wrestler tonight, South Summit won every match by a pin. Final team score is 72-0 against Utah Military Academy. Final score against Ogden was 84-0. And that's how South Summit's going to start the first home match of the season, with a complete dominant win with pins in every match. I want to thank Ken for taking care of our audio and video, and thank Katie for some stats and some computer work there. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. We will keep you up to date. The next home match, I believe, is in January. I think they're having a hard time getting enough teams to show up to the High Country Classic, so we may not be having a High Country Classic this year. First time in I don't know how many years that we won't be able to have the High Country Classic unless they can get some more teams to come. And part of that, as I was talking to the athletic director, South Summit has become so dominant that there's a lot of teams that just won't come here and wrestle. Especially your 4A and 5A teams don't want to come up here and be dominated by a 2A team. So South Summit just has to take whatever they can get. Once again, we're going to sign out until